Cheeseburger, how may I help you?
Sean wants Brittany's taco. The cheese all over. Stop. Pour for her. Stop.
I should have smelled it was you. What do you guys want?
A cheeseburger maxi meal.
And the Brittany bare-ass buffet. Please. The red-ass turkey.
What did you say?
Hey, Brittany, how's the weather in there? Cold today? Hot tamale.
Leave me alone. Loser!
Corvair. Would a loser have 2 tickets to Monday Nitro live from Cheyenne tonight?
Yes?
Alright, did we get started? Let's get this show on the road. Hello and welcome to OSW Review, the old...
That's a manly baritone there.
Thank you. The old school wrestling video podcast, filmed in glorious grapple vision and encoded with blast processing. We chronologically critique the whole We chronologically critique wrestling storylines pay-per-view by pay-per-view. Joined as ever by the man with no name, V1.
What's the story?
And the man with no gimmick, Mr. OSC.
Alright.
It's part 1 of the David Arquette trilogy. It's WCW's Ready to Rumble, and it's coming up right now. We are back, out of the Hulkamania era, done and dusted with Total Divas. It's part 1 of the David Arquette trilogy, WCW's Ready to Rumble. Part 2 will be Thunder from April 26th, where he wins the WCW title, and Part 3 will be WCW Slamboree 2000, where he loses the belt.
So he wins the belt on an episode of Thunder.
Thunder, not Nitro.
I know, he won it on an episode of fucking Thunder and not Nitro, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
God, I'm dying to do this. Absolutely dying. I haven't looked forward this much to watching wrestling in so long.
Ready to Ready to Rumble. Directed by Brian Robbins of Keenan and Kel and written by Stephen Brill of the Mighty Ducks trilogy. The idea was signed by Eric Bischoff, who was head of WCW Creative at the time the movie deal was made. It was announced in June '99. He started filming that October and pumped it out 6 months later, April 5th, 2000.
Holy shit, that is fast-tracked.
With Ready to Rumble, Bischoff hoped to regain ground lost in the Monday Night Wars since WWF had overtaken them around December '98 and the TV audience gap was widening. The film was a cross-promotional tool with WCW's sister company, Warner Brothers. The thinking behind it was a major Hollywood movie would boost WCW's profile, and pimping the show on WCW television would boost the movie's profits. Neither came true. The film grossed $12,452,362 worldwide, so that's just over half of its budget, not counting advertising costs, and had minimal video rental and home movie purchases. It had a Rotten Tomatoes rating of 23%.
Jeez.
How bad could it be? Let's find out.
Let's get ready, let's get ready to rumble. Watch us wreck the mic, watch us wreck the mic, watch us wreck the mic. Psych. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Get ready, get steady, and rumble. Everybody rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Get ready, get steady, and rumble. Everybody rumble.
Meet Sean and Gordy, two losers, aka wrestling fans. Sean Dawkins is played by Scott Caan, who was Turk in the Oceans trilogy.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
And the more dim-witted of the two, Gordy Boggs, is played by David Arquette of WCW World Champion fame.
Bring it on!
I think it's fair to say he's flat out retarded in this movie.
His best remembered film role is Dewey, the dim-witted small-town cop in the Scream franchise. Ready to Rumble would come out just 2 months after Scream 3. Outside the Quickie Mart, chatting to kids less than half his age, Sean fawns over his idol, WCW's heavyweight champion, Jimmy King. He's stoked that he has tickets to Nitro tonight, brah, to see their favourite wrestler battle DDP. Gordy has an all-syrup super squishy, which makes him hallucinate a brawl with the not particularly nice Stop and Shop clerk, who's Ahmet Zappa, Frank Zappa's son. And his brother did the DDP song in the movie.
Shop guy comes out to the front of the shop and just gives Gordy and Sean abuse for being wrestling fans. He's like calling them marks and stupid and and they just sit there and take it. Why? This dude works in a shop. You know
But wrestling fans are losers.
Yeah, but they're below Apu here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We get our first of many wrestler appearances already. Apu gets the heat with tag partner the Macho Man. Heel WCW Macho Man, awesome, complete with valet Gorgeous George, until their hero Jimmy King saves the day. Gorgeous George, Savage legally owned the Gorgeous George name and gimmick as he was a massive fan of the wrestler from the 40s and 50s. And he let her and WCW use the name, why not? Back in reality, Arquette sets the tone, or lowers the bar of the movie, by successfully getting a free Slurpee by sticking his finger in his ass and pretending the smells from the drink.
It's fucking disgusting.
Absolutely disgusting. Obviously, though, whoever wrote this scene is a massive fan of Mallrats, where Jason Mewes gets the chocolate pretzel and puts them in his arse and then starts to give them out. Pretty much a direct rip-off of that scene, like.
Sheriff Boggs, Gordy's father, played by Richard Linebeck, frisks Sean, sexually assaulting him by grabbing his balls, and then runs down wrestling, saying it's for little boys, dirtbags and lily pickers. Gordy the retard gets insanely angry when his dad tells him that wrestling's fake. Do you remember his response?
Wrestling's not fake!
Yeah, he goes full retard. 4 minutes into the movie. Wrestling's not fake!
What's that all about, boys?
Steve, is wrestling fake?
Is this a trick question? Yes. Well, no, it's not. It's what do you want me to say?
I'm trying to put you in a difficult position.
Well, it's obviously not legit.
Yes. It's not on the level.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
We see the wrestling fans' job. They literally deal in shit, cleaning shit out from porta potties full of shit. Not a subtle metaphor here. This is wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Gordy decides to prank Sean by putting the suction on his toilet, and the two brawl to the back.
Yeah, fair enough having a prank with someone, if I fill up a glass of water, I'm like, oh, water in your face. I'm hardly going to go into the Jacks and have a shit in a cup and throw that in your face.
Unless you're Randy Orton. The losers drive to a burger joint to see Sean's crush, Brittany, who dismisses their teenage-level fuckery. Would a loser have 2 tickets to Nitro live from Cheyenne tonight? Yes.
Why are you talking to your one at the drive-thru like they're 14? A cheeseburger Maxi meal and a Brittany bare-ass buffet? I mean, fair enough, it might impress a teenager if you're a teenager, but like, yeah, baby, oh yeah, I'm all like, whatever. But
It's Swedish. So about 10 minutes into this film, which only wrestling fans would see, and we've been insulted by being portrayed at the bottom rung, mentally, emotionally, financially, and socially. It's like, thank you, WCW, it's very thorough. Take a boo. The two eat their burgers on the back of their truck with a pipe dripping shit between them.
It is literally the drizzling shits.
Sean dismisses the other girl, Wendy, who's interested in him and likes wrestling, aka a keeper, as too much like one of the guys.
Just before they go to the event, I mean, this film, they couldn't be bothered writing an original script. So, cliche number 1, a really old woman swearing.
Come on, Diamond Dallas. Take it like the punk bitch you are.
You can either swear or you can rap.
Correct. And she does both, but in different movies.
Back home, Gordy's family, all cops, playing the point loaded and cocked Colt Python revolvers at him, coercing him to go to a cop seminar tomorrow.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Who points loaded guns at people?
Americans!
At WCW Monday Nitro, we see the lads have awful seats. They blame Uncle Billy for them, which leads to the joke of the movie.
Sorry, Uncle Billy said they were good seats. Uncle Billy sucks. Hey, Uncle Billy lost his right nut and numb. I'll kick him in his left nut when you see him again. These seats bite!
No?
You thought that was funny?
No? Ah.
Fuck, man.
That was it. That was the zenith right there. The lads get a better view of the Nitro girls as we cut backstage to Titus Sinclair, who's basically Eric Bischoff. Eazy-E was removed from WCW in September 99 due to WCW being a financial and creative bust, but most of his influence remained. The appearing wrestlers, especially DDP, were chosen by Bischoff, and Eric would have had this quite sizable role in the movie. Yeah, would have loved to have seen him, not the fucking moccasin-wearing, Tatanka-looking dickweed that we did get.
He'd have done a better job than
Absolutely would have done fucking Joey Pants.
Joey Pants.
Yeah, I thought it was really awesome to see so many WCW wrestlers in the film. So we got a maskless Rey Mysterio, which is one reason probably why WWE have never re-released the movie. Juventud Guerrera, Prince Iakea, and Billy Kidman. And several wrestlers backstage. Much like modern day Rey Mysterio, he injured his knee on the set.
That's hilarious.
Surprised not seeing Jarrett in it though. He'd be. Oh, he was still in.
99?
Yeah,
99,
he's still in WWF, unfortunately. It would have been great to see Jarrett smashing guitars over people, not drawing a dime. We see Sasha Rose McGowan.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Is the main Nitro girl, no Kimberly Page. Hilariously, Sinclair refers to Goldberg as Billy. Billy Goldberg.
Billy Goldberg!
That's like one step above Wee Willie Goldberg. Try to chop him down with the edge of your hand.
Jump!
Sick of Jimmy King's tardiness, Sinclair publicly says King's going over, but secretly changes the finish of DDP's match with Jimmy King.
Oh my god.
So, so it's gonna be a screw job. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Again!
The fucking Montreal screw job, it was really played out by 2000. Guess how we feel about it in fucking 2013. True to WCW form, the script isn't finalised minutes before the live broadcast. Very good.
Diamond Dallas Page.
The irony of it is that this is DDP, who's famous for having to lay out his matches move for move, and it's like, imagine if you told him, yeah, you're going to be wrestling for the world title tonight, I want there to be a spine buster, a DDT, and the cutter. He'd have a stroke. He'd be like, oh my god, I need move for move layouts.
Calling the action tonight are Tony Schiavone and Mike Tenay in spiffy marsh green WCW shirts. The set is the late 90s WCW set in a really small arena, aka a soundstage. Despite being a movie, Jimmy King doesn't get a great pop. His catchphrase is,
I will rule you.
Steve?
I will rule you.
Very good reading. I definitely give you the part.
Do better than fucking Oliver Platt.
Fucking Lake Placid over here. It's like the worst movie ever.
It is.
And his finisher is a top rope axe handle. How is Jimmy King a babyface? He comes out and he's sneering. His gimmick's royalty, so he's above the people.
He very much didn't play at the white meat babyface, which I thought Jimmy King was supposed to be. He was kind of very almost heelish and almost cool heel persona about him, which I didn't appreciate.
He shows up late. He shows up drunk. He vomits. You know, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Obviously,
These are all amazing points, lads, and you're 100% right. This movie should have been gotten on the blower to Bischoff 14 years ago and be like, yeah, Eric, come on.
I got a note here. It says, "Come on, movie face."
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, if this guy is a drunken, vomiting scumbag, is that like saying your favourite wrestler is Jeff Hardy smacked out of his bin in TNA?
What a hero. Put a crown on him.
Why are Gordy and Sean fans of this guy? There are clearly much cooler, bigger baby faces in this film. Goldberg and
Goldberg,
Sting.
for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Goldberg. Sting.
If the writers of this movie had taken the time out to just do maybe a 40-second flashback segment of Gordy and Sean as kids cheering on a young Jimmy King, then that would have been great. You know, because then you'd understand why that they still fucking love him all these years later. But
And by the way, he's unbeaten up to this point. Surely the fans at this stage, just like Hogan, would have been booing him.
yeah.
You know, he's held the title for, 13 years or whatever it's supposed to be.
So Jimmy King is played by Oliver Platt. He's just some fat bloke who makes royalty puns. And when this 39-year-old white man attempts the rap, Jay becomes sad.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the rap.
Kazanza! Sing it, man! I'm the king of rock. There is none high. Sucker MCs call me sire. Burn my kingdom. Give us you fire. I don't stop rocking till I retire.
Right before the bout, Sinclair drops a hint to King that he's about to be double-crossed. Why wouldn't King just shoot on DDP then? Like, if you told Brett the Montreal Screwjob was happening, he sure would beat the tar out of Shawn
Spitting
Michaels.
on everyone.
I think that it was kind of put across that DDP was much stronger than him, basically. That's what it seemed like.
That's a good point, but I would imagine if he was better and stronger, he would have already have beaten him fairly.
Plus, later,
That's how it works.
plus later in the film, he does blindside him and knocks him out, so...
But he blindsided. Oh, he could have blindsided.
Yeah,
him.
he would not see this coming.
Or he could have got himself DQ'd. Anyway, yeah.
We should stop paying attention to this now. Because you don't have to scratch much below the surface and it's all unravelling.
Yeah.
Busting more kayfabe, we listen in on King and DDP calling a few spots. That was actually really cool.
Oh, good sound effects. Okay, give me tackle.
Much like No Holds Barred, they use fake camera sound effects as opposed to the real wrestling sounds and with the canvas and ropes.
Adding in that and then
So what did you make of the semi-kayfabe?
they're on the fence about it. It's like there are some bits that are obviously breaking kayfabe and they're backstage saying, yeah, well, this is how we're going to work the main event and you're going over. But then they'll do a move which is obviously a worked wrestling move. Your man's out cold from this fake move. And I'm like, he's obviously selling.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't make any sense for it to be both. And that's what the movie is. It jumps back and forwards between kayfabe and fucking breaking kayfabe.
Have you never taken a devastating catapult? He's selling for the rest of the match.
But sorry, yeah, just on that point, they're doing suplexes in the film. That you need your opponent to help you.
You have to jump to go up for a fucking suplex, yeah.
Yeah, so unlike No Holds Barred, where wrestling is completely real, and in The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, where it's completely fake, WCW are semi-kayfabing you, admitting that matches are predetermined, but wrestlers and promoters deviate from the script, so it's semi-real.
But that still doesn't answer how a fake move can knock you out in a shoot.
The music slows as Paige shoots on King, who wisens up and fights back.
The amount of back knee on DDP, it was horrible. Oh my god.
Yeah.
After the first of many, many, many ball shots in the movie, both men take a breather. The heels hit the ring, among them Sid Vicious, who powerbombs King. The faces, the King's court presumably, make the save, but swerve! They turn and everyone lays the boots to King. So Jimmy King gets beaten down. After a double diamond cutter, which is pretty cool, and a 4-post massacre, which is 4 diving headbutts and splashes, Sinclair revives the ref. It's Little H. And counts to 3. Sinclair proclaims DDP the new WCW champion as we see the silver-ish title. It was actually a WCW replica title that was spray painted silver in parts.
That's quite less sexy.
You spent $150 million in 1999. You not spend $2,000 on a belt for a feature Hollywood film. Sinclair pulls a Bret Hart, saying King will never wrestle for the WCW again.
And by the way, did Jimmy King not have a contract?
Brilliant.
Maybe it was a rolling contract, you know?
The world champion gets a rolling contract. We'll see how you do next month.
He didn't top up by 30 quid this month.
Unfair cheating blind rat bogus Sinclair allergy. Diamond Dallas Page. Sorry, John, let it out, man.
Driving home, the lads sob like Jameson so hard. Sean loses control and the truck turns over.
What the fuck, boys? Jesus Christ.
Happy to be alive, Gordy says raw sewage smells like French toast. The fire brigade sweep up the shit instead of looking for the cap to stop the flow of shit. What's that? It's the winds of shit. A truck containing loose toilet paper, apparently, crashes into Sean's truck and everyone gets sloshed with shit and then TP'd. So did you like the real shit motif this movie had?
Apt.
I could imagine Vince thinking this was hilarious. Oh my god, they crash a shit truck and then shit roll comes out. 3-foot cock.
Losing their sewage business, and therefore jobs, the same night as Jimmy King was screwed must be kismet. The lads decide to find him. Amongst ball shots and emotionally stunted dickbags making fecal jokes, part of writer Stephen Brill's repertoire is stereotypes doing atypical things, such as a foul-mouthed granny and the farting nuns, who...
You're robbing my shit, man. Go for it.
Oh, sorry. Don't worry, I'll cut it out. It'll be seamless. You won't notice it.
Yeah.
Running with the devil.
Running with the devil.
I got a serious question I have to ask you, and I need a serious answer. Okay, you swear to God.
Swear to God.
How many times did you fart in that van?
What does that mean, man? Swear to God.
Me neither. Swear to God.
Oh my God. They are the farting nuns.
What do you think of the farting nuns anyway?
No. Next scene, please.
Sounds like the scene got over like a fart in church. Yeah! Straight from American Pie, the Shermanator is playing...
The Shermanator.
The Shermanator is playing an arcade game called Jimmy King, which looks like...
Shit.
looks like a prototype of an N64 WCW game. Turns out that Shermy, aka Isaac, is the computer whiz they need, who locates King's whereabouts by showing us what the internet was like in 1999. Hacker's Planet is their Google, and it throws up the fucking official fan site for Jimmy King. A nice hack. It shockingly has his home address.
Yeah. The internet was generous back in the day, wasn't it?
That's it. I actually Googled Hulk Hogan home address yesterday, and fuck me, it's there.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure, don't they sell maps to where the famous people live? So...
Excuse me, are you Drew Barrymore? What? Get out of here. I'm hungover.
Sorry, Miss Barrymore.
What?
What are you saying? Get out of here. King's home is a dilapidated shack, and only one person is home. It's King's wife, Hilda.
Yeah!
who is...
Sabrina the Teenage Witch's auntie.
She has crabs, scratch, scratch, and their son has comedy braces. You're not laughing. The guys have a rough time accepting their hero is just scumbag trailer trash who skipped out on his family and made off with his parents' minivan. They find him at a trailer park where King's inside dressed incognito as a woman. Hilarious.
And it's like, even after seeing all of this, the two retards still don't believe it. Because they're marks. You see? That's what Eric Bischoff thinks of his fans.
King charges them $30 for 5 minutes of his time. OOC, what can you get for $30 at a con?
You can get 3 photographs with Virgil.
They ask King to crown them, which is probably getting an axe handle from him, like getting a chop from Flair or Hogan or slap from Inoki. Despite King laying out that wrestling is fake and that Sinclair created and owns the Jimmy King character, the lads have none of it and fire him up until he agrees to return for revenge.
Because they're marks.
Well, that served them well there, that they were staunch in their belief that Jimmy King is the hero and wouldn't take him being a scumbag until he became a hero, basically. So, you know, it did good, you know? Like, it's probably fun to have marks as characters rather than smarks.
Oh, man,
Smarks are
can you imagine
dickheads, yeah.
Smarks? Oh,
You know,
God.
but they'd be like going up to his house, you know, and he's there, how's it going? Just want the thing, Husky Harris.
You'd probably just give him, like, start giving him booking plans of what he should have done. Jimmy King should have joined the Nexus.
Have you ever heard from him?
Heard from who?
Jimmy King.
Would it have been more interesting to have kid protagonists? Like, if Gordy and Sean were, 15.
It'd be much better, yeah.
The 3 road trip to Atlanta for another Nitro. The college rock music is straight out of American Pie as well. Yeah, nice timestamp for this movie.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
this is 1999.
The fucking
I like that song.
Also here tonight in a hardcore match, Sid Vicious is going to be locking up with Sting. Plus, in his very first title defense, Diamond Dallas Page faces none other than the Disco Inferno.
Sean and Gordy sneak King in a single porta potty. Just accept how they could get past security walking up to the gate with a single shithouse. Can you imagine that?
Also, how they got it here, considering that about 15 minutes on the movie, they flipped their truck and they lost their business.
Yeah. And as well as that, does this building not have any plumbing? Like,
Massive plumbing problem.
Well, the only 2 plumbers in the country went AWOL. King, sitting on his throne, bursts out of the toilet after hearing some generic barbs by Paige. During the filming of Ready to Rumble, DDP annoyed people as he'd offer his critique of other people's acting performances. While Gordy and Sean sequester Sinclair, as King KOs DDP and pins him, making King the new WCW champion, apparently. This is all backstage.
This is amazing. Even if this was the hardcore title and it's being defended 24/7, he's not part of the company. I can't break in and pin him and become the champion.
Yeah.
I just get kicked around and thrown out. And another massive point, it was just backstage.
yeah. Yeah. It's like fucking early 90s WWF, isn't it?
Not a house show. I'll tell you about it next week.
We'll have to wait 24 years to listen to Jay tell us happens. And unfortunately, Marty failed another drug test.
Sinclair talks sense, saying it was unsanctioned, so he's not the champ, but offers King a square deal. A title shot and $1 million on pay-per-view in a steel cage match in 4 weeks on pay-per-view. It's like the only sensible thing anyone said in the movie. We're not doing it tonight, see it at the pay-per-view. King is worried, but everyone else celebrates outside his trailer. Gordy and Nitro Girl Sasha hit it off. To assuage King's fears, the lads take him to a personal trainer.
Sal Bandini. Want to wrestle?
The Stu Hart of this film, isn't it?
Stretch him.
Obviously enough, he's modelled after Stu Hart and Lou Thez. He's played by Martin Landau. Despite having the exterior of a small apartment, in Movieland, his home is so massive it includes a ring. He puts that Elvis Presley bum through the paces. At Sasha's place, her and Gordy have dinner.
First funny moment of the film. Only funny moment of the film.
Yeah, I actually have half written down after this.
Hi.
Buenos nachos, señorita.
Gordy, I didn't know you spoke Spanish.
Yeah, I took it in high school. A bunch of times.
Are you fluent?
No. I feel fine.
Well, not bad, not bad. And then it breaks into...
12.5 million.
He wasn't paid 12.5 million.
No, the movie brought in
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Oh yeah, this is meant to be a comedy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh god.
And then she says, show me your moves. Snapmare, not bad, chuckle. Then they go into the bedroom and she takes off her top and he says, foreign objects, and starts to wrestle. Not bad stuff going on here, lads.
It's definitely my favourite part of the movie anyway.
Yep.
I could almost hear Bischoff telling the writer to put in this is what every wrestling fan's dream is, to have a Nitro Girl seduce them, Thankfully, he actually bangs her. I was worried that, as a parody of being a wrestling fan, he wouldn't know what sex is.
Oh, okay, I believe it. I
And he'd
actually
be like,
didn't get
"Wanna
that
wrestle?"
from watching it. I didn't think he banged it. I thought he blew it. So he blew his
24 million.
No, because he writes a letter to or a postcard to his dad saying he's lost his virginity.
Ah, very good.
You're not paying attention, Steve.
No, this movie lost me quite early in.
Yeah, Gordy's dad, none too pleased to hear it. He's off pursuing his dream instead of becoming a state trooper, I guess. At the gym, Sasha tries to get King to drop wrestling with wrestlers.
But whose side is she on?
What's going on here? Plot device. Her suggestion is rebuffed, but she gets her wish anyway as the one-man posse, Goldberg, refuses to help King because he drunkenly puked on him during their tag match in Akron. Of note, did you see who the bodybuilder was in the background?
No.
John Cena!
No way.
No way.
Yeah, prototype John Cena.
Holy shit.
Back at Stu's dungeon, heel cronies Sid and Saturn eventually take him out with a side table, hospitalising him.
Saturn and Sid break into Sal's to take him out. They're just two idiots who can't do anything. And he's in his 80s, I think we're supposed to believe.
104, I think.
And he batters them for ages.
And it's a bit of a...
Yeah, big time.
But by the way, nice to see Perry Saturn getting a few minutes of screen time.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen him in about 10 years. He's been missing, hasn't he?
At the hospital, Gordy overhears Sasha's bargain with Sinclair. She was a heel all along. I'm so sorry.
This is like...
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry I didn't do it earlier.
Where's Jarrett? Come on. This heel turn, despite her already being the main Nitro girl, she took Kimberly Page's place, she also had no problem fucking a mark.
Yeah. In any scene that she's been dancing with the girls, they're all wearing white and grey, and she's fucking front and centre wearing red and silver. I was like, you're already the number. You can't get any higher than this unless you want to be fucking
Divas champion.
Yeah, exactly.
Sal gives King his advice to attack DDP's strongest asset and bows out of the film. Good for you. The actors disgracefully pimp Butterfingers a few times. Jesus. Before leaving town, Gordy dumps Sasha, quipping... Actually, why don't you read this?
We're going to find... I was going for pure douchebaggery there.
Swedish.
We're going.
That's it.
Oh.
Give us melodrama, Steve.
We're going home.
That's Vince McMahon.
We're going home to find our heart.
Because you don't have one.
And then what song comes on?
That's a gay song.
He's angry now. He's fighting back.
He's sentient.
Good one, Steve. It's like Limp Bizkit or something, right?
No, it's Kid Rock's Cowboy with the Jeff Jarrett sting.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Jeff Jarrett! Snatching people, asking for dimes. After being kicked in the diddly twice, King resolves to do right by his wife and son, trying to add more melodrama into the mix. Back in Cody, Wyoming, which is where Bischoff lived while shooting the film, Gordy's dad forces Gordy to come home to study to be a patrol officer, denying him his dream. Gordy concedes, giving up on his dream pretty quick. One man down, Sean and King hold posse tryouts to replace Gordy. Did you like this? All the yokels come prepared with gimmicks. Any of them catch your eye?
No.
The little lady.
Pretty Kitty. Is her name.
She's very nice. You don't remember? Oh man, she's stunning.
Yeah?
Yeah, she just is like a cowgirl who's pretty and she takes off her clothes. Nice. She like strip her clothes, you know. Satan's Siamese twins. Who weren't actually Siamese twins.
Decent gimmick.
Oh, the lads in the t-shirt. Yeah.
Fireman Fred. The Chewer. And Pretty Kitty. King ends up using them as sparring partners. Yeah, they end up not finding a third man. Oh, but it does leave a spot open. Before leaving, Sean rebuffs Brittany's advances. Remember her from the start of the film?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh, good. And bangs Wendy instead. He covers her modesty in an old Nitro blanket as they drive off. She's overjoyed about it and doesn't mind looking like a discarded whore on the side of the road.
I'm in two minds about it. Like, obviously it's very slutty, but it's very slutty.
It's hot, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. I know, like... Yeah,
if he had some kind of Nitro jumper... But, like, she has to just walk back naked to all
She knew
her
what she
folks.
was getting
That's
into.
pretty hot, like.
Well, it's hot for us, but if you were the girl, it'd be quite embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like the walk of shame. Like,
Yeah. Or would you be like, oh, I almost banged this dude. You know, there's no... You know...
That's what women say about me all the time.
Almost. Anyway, man bat. It's time for our main event. It's time for our main event. Much like No Holds Barred, it's also a wrestling match. It's WCW Royal Bash Vegas pay-per-view. And we see the Nitro Girls, Che, Fire, Spice, Tigress, and Storm, which is Booker T's wife, Charmel. And they dance in the ring. Much like how No Holds Barred's Burrell used Rip's girlfriend as leverage to fix the outcome, Sinclair leans on Sting to make sure Jimmy King loses. Sinclair drops an F-bomb, saying,
I will kill you if you fuck this up.
the pay-per-view apparently only has one match.
It's boxing, it's Vegas.
Jimmy King! You want the belt? Come on down and get it!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the WCW Royal Bash main event for the heavyweight championship of the world. Are we ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to
It's the triple cage match, which is 3 increasingly smaller cages on top of one another with the belt suspended above that. So it's like a cage match and a ladder match. and a hardcore match.
Oh,
together.
was this match invented for this movie, or had it been used in WCW prior to this movie?
It was invented for this movie.
Okay.
Because a cage match is not good enough.
I love the gimmick. I know you love the gimmick.
I certainly do. I think it's fucking awesome
It
looking.
looks amazing. I'd love to see it in a match and not a movie to see how it actually works for a real match.
DDP starts off strong until Sean, now dressed as a luminous red pimp, blows baby powder in his face. Unlike Bret Hart at WrestleMania 9, Paige claims it doesn't work. No sells it.
I love that spot. I thought that spot was great.
Another quite funny bit when, you know...
Wow, two! Fucking rubbed them together like.
When Sean handcuffs DDP to the cage, he says, "Diamond upside down as a pussy." That was pretty good. Yeah, see?
Yeah, see it.
Thousands of viewers paused it and check it out for themselves. DDP's goons hit the ring. King runs wild until his son reveals himself and beats down King.
And he never turns face again.
No.
There's no reunion after.
He just hates a scumbag outfit. He wants to cost him the... How did he get hired? Who knew about him? He was hidden in a fucking trailer park somewhere. Did fucking Joey Pants go out and follow the king and yes, want his young state of his young fella. No wrestling promoter would ever hire him.
100 grand a year.
Goldberg! It's the Disco Inferno! Kidman and Booker T! They've locked the cage. There's no way they can get through the game! Mike, what is this? Right here!
Led by badass Goldberg, the faces hoof it down as David Arquette, dressed as a state trooper, defies physics and motorcycles through the fence.
And lands perfectly in the ring.
More shockingly, this means that he's passed his test. He's a cop.
Yeah, Jesus, that was a quick turnaround.
That was
wasn't it?
crazy.
He did his exam. There's your motorbike.
There's your bike and your badge. Go out and save the world.
And save the world he did. At the police station, they've ordered the pay-per-view, in the police station. Gordy's dad sees him on TV and immediately wins his approval. That's the end of that storyline. Did you like that? That was heartwarming, wasn't it?
Or is his father just a mark for TV?
Do you know the Hurricane, Sugar Shane Helms, he did Arquette stunts.
Really?
So technically in the film.
Who did Jimmy King stunts?
Chris Canyon.
Chris Canyon's appearance in this movie is standing behind the fan. That's just wearing a t-shirt, and he's just like, hey. that's what he gets for doing all that.
Not only was he Jimmy King's stuntman, he was also the fight choreographer.
Holy, and after doing all that, Jimmy King.
And Scott Candler, Sean, did all of his own stunts. Sasha tries to get back with Gordy, but gets a ladder to the face instead.
It's quite vicious, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good that they showed her on the ground and, she didn't bust her nose, Big Wade Barrett on her. Both combatants make it to the second cage, filled with crutches, bins, and a fucking noose.
Holy shit.
Boss man's gone poo. Well, that's WrestleMania 15, when the show was being written. The Hell in a Cell Boss Man. And atop the cage, King gets monkey flipped to the second cage's roof. That's a scary bump, isn't it? From the rafters, badass Sting kicks Paige off the top cage.
Jimmy King's alright by me. You love Jimmy King. I love Jimmy King. We're men. And we're not afraid to say that we love other men. I love you. Me too, man. Hit me, my turn! Oh.
This is in the trailer. This is you filmed this bit for the trailer.
Yeah.
Did you like it? They're both opened, the soft way. the ketchup and the, the theatrical blood. What did you think? They had blood in the film, because they have kind of comedy bumps and selling and stuff. I didn't think we'd see any blood, so
I think this is far tamer than wrestling, but it wasn't real blood, so whatever.
The bloodied well, you could show tits if they were fake tits then.
Yeah, good point.
It's a good point.
They'd probably have to be like mechanical tits. You couldn't show flesh, real flesh. The bloodied brawl ends with ball shots, obviously, much like the whole movie, and King slams DDP through the ceilings of all 3 cages. They're a horrendous bump.
And is the cage made of tinfoil? It's a fucking body slam.
Yeah.
Unless he shoot body slam.
Yeah. Well, this is clearly a fake bump.
Oh god, yeah.
With the
camera falling down.
At least they didn't green screen it. Imagine if they did that.
I love that.
It sounded like Vince falling.
Foley's Hell in a Cell bump would have been done a year prior to writing this film. Do you think that's quite similar, isn't it?
Definitely. Kind of semi-ripped off from Hell in a Cell, yeah.
King reaches up and grabs the title, becoming the WCW champion and $1 million richer. And it's here you can see the title plate still says King on it. I was like, fucking hell. $15. You fucks.
Would you have been more angry if it went from the King's title, then it was DDP's title, and it said DDP on it, but then at the end the King held up the belt and it had miraculously changed to the King?
If he was off camera for 30 seconds, yes.
with his glasses kit, taking out the bolts in the back.
The match, the main event of the pay-per-view, 8 minutes 11 seconds. Insert WCW pay-per-view.
I'd also like to point out that Jimmy King did not use one of Sal's moves. All that fucking stretching for nothing.
Yeah.
Sinclair says, "Hey, I made wrestling," but the lads correct him, saying, "No, the fans did." No, they didn't. Marks. Did the fans come up with any of these gimmicks?
I'll let you know that Hackenschmidt back in 1896 in Germany was England.
Did you call him George Hackenschmidt? This is the gimmick, George Hackenschmidt. Where were you going with that point?
He just likes being doing his impression of a smarky gunplay. And I like it.
The lads throw Sinclair into the crowd, and the crowd, they Garvin stomped the shit out of him.
This is where Canyon is. Yeah.
He was one of the boots, was he?
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Fans. No, but you actually see him. He's huge. He's like, there's lots of kids and old people and big 6'5" Jew monster.
Post-match, King gets jobs for both guys. So, there's this full circle getting a job. Gordy's now the wrestler called The Law. I will bust you. And Sean will be his new manager, Sean Sugar Daddy Dawkins. Are wrestlers allowed to choose their own gimmicks in WCW?
Probably more so than in WWE/F, but no.
Entry-level managers.
Yeah, but they're part of the King's fucking court, you know what I mean?
A luminous pimp.
One's a pimp and one's a cop.
Fucking Goldberg goes up to the King and is like, "Oh, it looks like you need a tag partner." Why?
Where were you 40 minutes ago when I asked you? Yeah, get the fuck out, you.
Glory Hunter come.
Before the credits play, Goldberg, King and Gordy bully the shopkeep, and then they get into a canyonero and ride off into the sunset. That's it, yeah, end of film, roll credits. And they show a few outtakes during the credits, including Oliver Platt. He legitimately punched Macho Man.
It was a nice punch, yeah, and he was like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
They didn't need to add in the fake punch sound though. Douche.
Hey! Wait, let's grab the line. You gotta give me the line.
No, I'm gonna get ya!
Oh, shit.
All the humanity!
So guys, what did you think of the film?
I made my point very clear during the.
You loved it.
It was amazing. It was awful. Good God. And the worst thing is, I saw this film when it came out when I was like 17, and I loved it because I was young, I was stupid, and I had no exposure to WCW beforehand. So getting to see Macho and DDP and Sting and Goldberg and all of the rest, I thought it was great. And 12 years later, not so much.
Funnily enough, identical to what you said. I can give you my rating. I rate films. I don't rate matches. But 4 out of 10. And I think that's more to do with the remembering it fondly. You know, and remembering
Fondly,
that
like.
Yeah, fondly.
Did you watch the film when it came out?
Yes, I did.
And what did you think? Do you remember?
And I loved it. For the exact same reasons as Steve. Because exposure to WCW. And a wrestling movie, fuck.
Yeah.
At the height of wrestling. And looking back now, it's the cliches, it's lazy writing. I'll go through the many cliches. I'm sure there's loads I don't have. So obviously the first one is the old woman swearing. You know, she's in loads of movies and she's really shit. Shit spraying on people. You know.
It's a wrestling trope anyway, definitely.
Yeah, how many times has Vince dropped shit onto Spirit Squad and even Dolph Ziggler and AJ?
Yeah.
But even in movies where people are standing there and get splashed with shit. So there was the tough bloke, i.e. Scott Caan, singing Britney Spears song. Fans meet their idol and are disappointed with what they find, Jimmy King.
Mm-hmm.
A beautiful girl seduces and tricks a lovable character. And then subsequently
gets her
comeuppance.
She gets her comeuppance. Then, of course, the overbearing parents forcing their child to go down a path they don't want to and abandon their dream. Subsequently, said parents see their child living their dream and support them.
Yeah.
In this way, it was done really, really terribly. Normally, there's a big hug. There was no big hug. And finally, the classic comedy film when you have nothing else to do, nut shots, kicking people in the nuts. And why do they all sound like a, you know... we've all been...
It takes great force to actually rupture a nut.
Yeah. We've all been kicked. And how many nuts does Jimmy King have? Because he's ruptured about 6 in this movie.
It's more of a... Ew.
That's what I have here. Shouldn't it be a...
Ew. My groin.
What I did kind of half like about the film was I wished I loved wrestling like these guys love wrestling. It would make it so much more fun.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
You
That
have to
would
be
be
mildly
cool.
retarded.
Yeah, or 14 or... No, they're
Not
probably
even
cunts at that age.
yeah.
9, if you're 9, yeah. I do echo a lot of those sentiments, actually. Obviously enough, it's a really base. It's a poor film. It's quite a shallow film. And that it did so badly, under 12.5 million at the fucking boom period of 2000, speaks volumes about WCW and this film. It portrays wrestling fans in a massively negative light. They're losers in life and in love and just get shit upon by people and actual shit. They get spat upon by regular folks. There's guy fixing his pants, haha, I missed the seat, go clean it up.
Yeah, the bloke who works on a building site making fun of them, and then the dude who works in a fucking shop making fun of them. I mean...
And that people fucking at the fryer are making fun of them as well.
Yeah, these are the most menial of jobs. You know what I mean? You wouldn't make fun of that person for doing their job, and they don't make fun of them for being the shit men who suck shit out of toilets for a living. But they do make fun of them for liking wrestling, and it just goes
That's
to show
lower
you.
than all of those.
It's crazy because I don't know. You know,
Why is a film about wrestling saying that? On the positive side, a few positives. As you said earlier, it's really awesome to see loads of WCW wrestlers in a film. Goldberg and Sting, they come off with really big stars. It's not like, yeah. Do you guys notice Sting and DDP had remixes of their themes in the movie?
Sting had his kind of real Hollywood one, right?
The Crow Sting?
Yeah, it was awesome. Really cool.
I thought Nitro Girls were used perfectly. They were just eye candy
Yeah.
in there for like 15 seconds at a pop.
Yeah, and the one Nitro girl that did have a plot was an actress. She wasn't fucking Charmel trying to like, I love you, Gordy.
So, big question, was this better than No Holds Barred?
It's a tough one because technically No Holds Barred was a better film, but this had WCW wrestling.
They're quite similar movie, you know, like one's like a comedy and one tries to be like a drama and fails miserably. Well, they both failed miserably, right?
They both had wife battery. Brel with his kapow. Fucking Rosie McGowan gets it in the face.
They're just poor movies, but
You
yeah, you
preferred
had.
No Holds
Wait, Brel. I much preferred Brel to Sinclair though.
yes.
When they did break kayfabe and show, look, the matches are predetermined. Here's us calling spots. I thought that was great. It was just a shame that they have to undo that straight afterwards with their phony wrestling. You flipped me off. Alright, that will do it for this week, folks. Episode 31 is in the books. Good stuff, lads.
Yep.
Next up is the Two Towers of the David Arquette trilogy, where we will fast forward 3 weeks after the release of Ready to Rumble, where Vince Russo pulls one of his most infamous stunts. David Arquette actually legitimately wins the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. It's the April 25th edition of WCW Thunder, and it's gonna be awesome balls. Or drizzling shits.
I'm not gonna lie. This is the most I've ever looked forward to watching a wrestling show for our podcast.
Agreed.
No doubt. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to watching it that it might even be watched tonight. That's how much I'm looking forward to.
And you can tell me all about it.
And then you'll give out to me and say save it for the show.
So remember, you can catch all of our episodes free of charge in an IMAX flavoured 4:3 full screen at OSWreview.com. And while you're there, leave us a nice message, you bunch of dizzy Hogans. Watch episode with us and live chat with us every Tuesday at 6 p.m. That's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for you Yanks at morelikeradio.com. It's cool bananas. So, it's a goodbye from Mr. OC,
Alright.
V1, and myself, Jay Hunter. And remember, shitty shit. A winner is you.